Hi everyone. I thought I'd bring you some breaking news this morning. It's something I've been waiting for since well before the election this year, and it's to do with pensions and pension investing. So anyone who watches the channel will know that a while back I kind of moved all my investments out of the FTSE World Fund into the FTSE 250 UK funds, and that was based on an announcement by the then opposition Labour government that if they got into power, they would seek some pension reforms that required UK pension funds, the big local government funds, to invest in UK-based projects. And I felt that this potentially gave the opportunity for the FTSE 100 and FTSE 250 particularly to benefit from that, which is why I made that move. And there has been some news this morning, so I thought it was never going to happen. I actually thought it was going to be during the budget announcements, but it's not. It's been announced this morning. So the headline, BBC headline news this morning: Reeves plans pensions mega funds to boost investment. And it says here that the UK public sector pension funds are not big enough to generate good returns for British savers. And Chancellor Rachel Reeves has told the BBC that the government is set to reveal plans to merge the UK's local government pension scheme, a group of funds which together manage £354 billion in investments, into a handful of pension mega funds. And this forms part of what the government has said is the biggest pension reform in a decade. So I could be wrong. My punt back early this year before the election was that this was going to provide a bit of a boost to the FTSE 100, FTSE 250, which is why I chose that particular investment plan. We're still, a good hour or so away from the market's opening yet. I don't know whether this will be seen, whether it was already built in to where the FTSE 250 stand at the moment, or whether this will be an up or down move. So it'll be interesting to see in an hour or so when the UK markets do open. So it says basically that other countries like Canada and Australia do a similar kind of thing. And what they're trying to do is, £354 billion is a huge amount of our pensions. I've got public sector pensions. I'll invest in that rather than sending that off to invest in Tesla and Microsoft and Apple. Then UK pension funds should be encouraged to invest in UK firms. And in turn, that might help the failing London Stock Exchange, where we've seen over recent years that some fairly big names actually have moved from the London Stock Exchange to the New York Stock Exchange because they feel they were getting better served there and there was better investments coming in. So fingers crossed for me, this is going to be a little bit of a boost to the UK, but we'll know in an hour or so what the rest of the markets think. They talk here about Canada and Australia having probably the best pension funds in the world, is what Reeves said, and they're trying to mirror that same kind of local investment within there. What she also says is we're not immune to criticisms, but it's necessary to increase taxes during the budget. And the government plans to merge the 86 council pension funds, which represent 6.5 million pensions and run by local government officials, into these mega funds. These bigger funds would be required to specify a target for the pool's investments in their local economy. So maybe it's not just the whole of the UK, but, for example, the Merseyside Superann Fund, or the Merseyside Pension Fund, as it's called, that I'm part of, will probably be required to invest a certain part of their pool into Merseyside, which kind of makes sense from what's been written here. It says that our pension funds in Britain are too small to be making the investments that get a good return for people for retirement and to help our economy grow. And she also adds that it made no sense at all that Canadian teachers and Australian professors were more likely to be invested in many long-term UK assets than British savers were. So there you go. I don't know, I won't be making any further decisions on that. I made my decision way back in, probably April of this year that I was going to, move into more UK stocks. And don't forget, I am not any kind of financial advisor or any particular skills in this area, really. I'm just highlighting where I've gone with this, and I wouldn't recommend you make any moves yourself unless you speak to a financial advisor. Really wanted to just, it's a high profile, top of the news item for BBC on pensions this morning, so I thought I'd best bring it to you. And I've been really interested to see if the markets do anything at all to react to this today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.